happen, guys. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. Now, they can try it. Sure, they can try it. It's just not going to happen. Look past the candidate. We're voting for a lifetime appointments to the Supreme Court. People are not going to look past the candidate. It's not going to happen. They're going to see him. They're going to be like, wow, that guy looks like an idiot. And they're not going to vote for him. That's it. That's period, right? That's done. Like, it's not like some Supreme Court, this like abstract, what if a justice dies type situation. No, bro, like that's it. And we're beyond that thinking. Yes, it's not going to happen. And I'm talking about, bro, and if you thought that it would happen, I think that Biden being the nominee last time around should tell you that you do not know what you're talking about. The people that make decisions and vote, the biggest block of people are the dumbest. They are stupid as fuck. And it goes on both sides. This isn't like Republicans are stupid and Democrats are smart or vice versa. That's not the case. They're all stupid. And they're all going to vote on the most, think about the most surface level. Why did Ron DeSantis completely fall off? It's because he's short. Need I say more? No, I'm telling you guys. I'm telling you, that's what it is. Yeah, because you want to see us exactly, yeah, with the boots and everything like that. Like, you guys don't get it. If you think that people one day are going to wake up and start to see everything has no charisma, no, he had people loved Ron DeSantis before he ran, and then people started calling him short, and now nobody likes him anymore. That's just the way it is, because most people are smarter than a monkey, but not by that much, right? And so you see situations like this happen. It's superficial, yes. Like, is a fat person gonna win? Chris Christie, is he gonna win? He's fat. No, of course he's not gonna fucking win. What are you talking about? Look at him. It's just, no. Trump's fat, yeah, but he's not fat like he is. He's not fat like, yeah, Trump's fat. Trump is not fat like Chris Christie. Chris Christie's fat as fuck. Like, let's be honest, right? And so you're right. I mean, like, there's a spectrum of being fat. And, like, Trump is on that edge. He has lost weight, too, by the way. It's obvious he's lost weight. Trump used to be fatter. Yeah, exactly. And so, anyway, yeah. And once y'all understand that, like, there was another guy, and he had a voice crack at one of his rallies, and it destroyed his entire career. Like, his entire career as a politician. Howard Dean, that's what it was. Yeah. But yeah, I don't remember what it was, right? But that destroyed his entire career. So in order for you to understand what matters to the public for voting, think of the dumbest thing possible. That's what matters. That's it. You got it. That's the one thing. They started talking to media where he had deep-seated anger issues because of that. It was insane. Yep, that's right. And so this shit was so funny. Dave Chappelle did a skit on it. Yeah, exactly. That's why I managed democracy is better. Is that right? And so Fetterman is tall, fat, and ugly. John Fetterman, I think that the less, I mean, I feel bad for him, right? Because, like, the guy had a stroke, and then, like, a week later, they had him do a debate, and he acted like he just had a stroke at the debate. And so it's like, yeah, I mean, it's sad. It really is. It's sad. He should have dropped out. I liked Fetterman. I thought he was great. Like, the stuff he was saying, I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, you're right. Absolutely, bro. Like, 100%. But, bro, like, you go and you look like a moron, and that's it. You done. You're finished. What do you think other world leaders are saying right now? I bet that the other world leaders probably do other really stupid stuff like this too. And there are probably just other versions of this stupidity all around the world. I don't think that America has a unique monopoly on being stupid. I think they do it. I think they do it too. Why didn't Biden choose not to seek re-election? If you want my honest opinion about why, I think it's because people didn't like kind of pressure him to do it. And I think that whenever you're probably losing it, and I don't know this, right? I'm not 82, wherever the fuck he is. But whenever you're losing it, I bet you probably don't really know. So the odds are that people around him are not really being honest with him about it. And I think there's also a lot of pressure for him to keep doing it too. And I think also there are probably instances where if you give him like 10 minutes to figure out a question, he could probably come up with a good answer. But he's just not very sharp anymore. That's the truth. His son died in 2015, bro. It's not that complicated. Well, I mean, like, whatever the reason is, right? Like, I understand that. But, like, whatever the reason is for why it didn't work out, the point is that I think that's what happened. So, yeah, exactly. Bro, you're talking about your president? Yeah, I mean, dementia has nothing to do with that. I think that actually trauma can spur that on, or like other types of cognitive declines. Like extreme trauma and anxiety does have an effect on cognitive ability. So I think that's definitely the truth. Because, like, I mean, I get it, right? I mean, like, yeah, that sucks, but I don't know, man. They're both old as fuck. Yeah, I mean, and Trump's also, like, old as shit, too, right? Even compared to last election cycle, he was more of a firebrand than the corpse he is now. Yeah, he is. Like, I would say, like, in the last debates, maybe this is, like, just me, right? But whenever Joe Biden came out in the last debates, honestly, I feel like it surprised me. I was like, damn, bro, like, he still got it. Like, and it was fucked up a little bit, right? It was fucked up a little bit. But, like, it was way better than I had expected. It was better, like, because he locked in for the debate. He did, like, back in 2020, he did lock in for the debates. Now, does locking in mean he had drugs before then? I don't know. It doesn't matter, right? But the point is that those drugs aren't working now. So that's a problem, isn't it? It's sad to see there's no younger candidates. That's because they're worse than them. Everybody says how sad it is. Oh, it's so sad that we don't have these younger candidates. You know why? Because they suck. That's the reason why. Not true. Vivek was awesome, but people didn't like him. They didn't like his perspective. That's all there is to it. I think there's a lot of candidates that, and this is another thing, is that this is the same case with Andrew Yang. If you are not talking about things that people can immediately see and be aware of, nobody will collectively, people will not understand what you're talking about. And I think Vivek is the same thing, is that basically, and this is an interesting study. President of the U.S. vocabulary over the years. So let's see here. Who's president best vocabulary skills? What's the president's vocabulary per year? Is there an easy way for me to find this without having to go through a bunch of stuff? Yeah, well, either way, there is a very, very defined correlation between the vocabulary that's been used. Oh, here we go. Yep, there it is. Presidential vocabulary by grade level. All right. And you can see there is clearly a trend of the newer presidents having a lower list. That's it. He's run President Trump as a 4, and you know what? Everybody understands it. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, everybody understands it, and that's the thing. Let's see here. I'll look at a few more of it. It says the Google chart. Yeah. Well, this has been an explored phenomenon for a long period of time. It's not like this is some kind of like new idea that nobody's ever discussed before. No, this is actually quite common, and people have talked about this in many cases. So yeah, does it sound good? That's a good thing, I think. It depends, right? You can look at it as being a good thing. You can look at it as not. I think that I don't even think that it reflects negatively on the president. I think that what it really reflects negatively on is the voter base. And the voter base is full of a bunch of morons. So if you don't communicate in moron language to them, they're going to get upset. That's what happens.
in taxes. If they just pay 24%, 25%, either one of those numbers, they'd raise $500 million, billion dollars, I should say, in a 10-year period.
To me, that one was like, I mean, I've fucked up. How many times have I fucked up speaking, right? I can get fucking up, right? And being like, oh, wait, oops, I meant to say this, right? It's not, that's really not that big of a deal.
We'd be able to wipe out his debt. We'd be able to help make sure that all those things we need to do,
it doesn't change anything.
Elder care, making sure that we continue to strengthen our healthcare system, making sure that we're able to make every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do.
Yeah, quick to correct himself,
with the COVID, with dealing with every single solitary person eligible for what I've been able to do with the COVID. With dealing with everything we have to do with if we finally beat Medicare.
Thank you, President Biden.
Let's go back to Ukraine for 1 second.
Man. I was cooked? Yeah, it was.
We have an ocean separating us. The European nations together have spent $100 billion, or maybe more than that, less than us. Why doesn't he call them and say you got to put up your money like that?
He's got a stutter too. Correct me if I'm wrong. What, has it been 3 brain surgeries that Joe Biden has had? And I get it, right? You're 82. You've had 3 brain surgeries. You're the fucking president. There's gonna be some misfires. I get it, but man,
I did with NATO as far as Israel and Hamas. Israel's the one that wants, but he said the only one who wants to keep going is Hamas. Actually, Israel is the one, and you should let him go and let him finish the job.
Hopefully next time around we won't have to keep paying lip service to, Israel. Oh my fucking God. You want the war to stop? Stop giving them money. That'll make it stop real fast. Problem solved. What a waste of fucking money.
He doesn't want to do it. He's become like a Palestinian, but
Holy
they don't like
shit.
him because he's a very bad Palestinian. He's a weak one.
President Biden, you have a minute.
I never heard so much foolishness. This is a guy who wants to get out of NATO. You going to stay in NATO? He's going to pull out of NATO. The idea that we have our strength lies in our alliances as well. It may be a big ocean, but have you able to avoid a war in Europe, a major war in Europe? What happens if, in fact, you have Putin continue to go into NATO? You have an Article 5 agreement. Attack on one is attack on all. You want to start the nuclear war he keeps talking about, go ahead, let Putin go in and control Ukraine, and then move on to Poland.
I really hope that if Trump wins, and he said that he would have the war settled by the end of before he becomes president, I hope that people, whenever that doesn't happen, I hope people will finally see what I'm saying. This dude talks a really big game, but a lot of the shit that he said he was gonna do didn't fucking happen. It did not fucking happen.
It's just what happens then. He has no idea what the hell he's talking about.
After a jury convicted you of 34
Where's the
felonies
wall?
last month, you said if
That's
reelected,
right.
you would, quote, have every right to go after, unquote, your political opponents. You just talked about members of the select committee on January 6th going to jail. Your main political opponent is standing on stage with you tonight. Can you clarify exactly what it means about you feeling you have every right to go after your political opponents?
Well, I said my retribution is going to be success. We're going to make this.
Oh my God. I didn't say that. I said my retribution's gonna be a success. What does that mean? He's like, what the fuck? He's the
country successful
protagonist?
again, because right now it's a failing nation. My retribution is going to be a success. But when he talks about a convicted felon, his son is a convicted felon at a very high level. His son is convicted, going to be
I think that's actually, like, in my opinion, how is it that Hunter Biden gets to play Grand Theft Auto in real life and he's not in jail? I have seen more pictures of Hunter Biden with crack than all other people and all other pictures of crack put together. He's rich, right? And so I think that right there, and this is the truth, that says a lot. Because what it says is this is a guy, Hunter's not the president? Yeah, but the reason why he's not in jail is because his dad is. And everybody fucking knows it. If Hunter Biden was a regular old guy, he'd be in fucking jail instantaneously. And it's bullshit. It is. So, no, I'm not going to fucking go and be like, oh, well, Trump is this bad guy because he's a convicted felon. So is this guy's son, and he's out doing whatever the fuck he wants. It's not even a question. Rich people play by different rules? Yeah, so this really isn't a point in Biden's favor, in my opinion. If Biden wasn't a president, he still wouldn't be in jail? I bet he probably fucking would. And also, Biden has been in a position of power for this guy's entire life. He's been in a position of power for his entire fucking life. If Hunter Biden was a regular guy, we'd be watching him get tased at one of those body cam YouTube channels. Exactly. Fucking exactly.
convicted
It's not even a
probably
question.
numerous other times. Should have been convicted before, but his Justice Department let the statute of limitations lapse on the most important things. But he could be a convicted felon
convenient.
as soon as he gets out of office. Joe could be a convicted felon with all of the things that he's done. He's done horrible things.
The idea that I did anything wrong relative to what you're talking about is outrageous. It's simply a lie, number one.
I hope Hunter Biden starts running for office soon. I do. I really hope it happens because it'll be funny. He'll win. Yeah, crack down on crime. Fuck yeah. Crackhead president. Exactly. That would be fucking hilarious.
Number two, the idea that you have a right to seek retribution against any American just because you're president is wrong. It's simply wrong. No president's ever spoken like that before. No president in our history has spoken like that before. Number three, the crimes that you are still charged with. And think of all the civil penalties you have. How many billions of dollars do you owe in civil penalties?
President Biden, you would be 86 at the end of your second term. How do you address concerns about your capability to handle the toughest job in the world well into your 80s?
Well, first of all, I spent half my career being criticized as being the youngest person in politics. I was the second youngest person ever elected to the United States Senate, and now I'm the oldest. This guy's 3 years younger and a lot less competent. I think that just look at the record. Look at what I've done. Look how I've turned around the horrible situation he left me. As I said, 15 million new jobs, 800,000 manufacturing jobs, more investment in America, over billions of dollars in private investment in enterprises that we are growing.
Former President Trump, to follow up, you would be 82 at the end of your second term. What do you say to voters who have concerns about your capabilities to serve?
Well, I took 2 tests, cognitive tests. I aced them, both of them, as you know. We made it public. He took none. I'd like to see him take one, just one, a real easy one.
Man.
Like, go through the first 5 questions. He couldn't do it. But I took 2 cognitive tests. I took physical exams every year. And, you know, we knock on wood wherever we may have wood, that I'm in very good health. I just won 2 club championships, not even senior, 2 regular club championships. To do that, you have to be quite smart, and you have to be able to hit the ball a long way. And I do it. He doesn't do it. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. He challenged me to a golf match. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. I think I'm in very good shape. I feel that I'm as in good a shape as I was 25, 30 years ago. Actually, I'm probably a little bit lighter, but I'm in as good a shape as I was years ago. I feel very good. I feel the same. But I was willing to take a cognitive test. And you know what? If I didn't do well, I aced them. Dr. Ronnie Jackson, who's a great guy when he was White House doctor. And then I took another one, a similar one. And one of them said they'd never seen anybody ace him.
Thank you. President Biden?
What?
One of them said they'd never seen anybody ace him.
Thank
It's crazy. I love it.
Thank you. President Biden?
You can see he is 6'5" and only 223 pounds, or 235 pounds. Well, you said 6'4", 200. Well, anyway, that's what you're. Anyway.
Anyway.
Just take a look at what he says he is, and take a look at what he is. Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6. But by the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
That's the biggest lie. He's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap.
Yeah.
8. But I have, you know how many?
I've seen you swing. I know you swing.
Yeah,
Hey, let's
not
how
act
many
like
rounds-
children.
President Trump, we're going to
21
turn.
Let's not act like children.
There it is. That was the most contentious part about golf. Man. Is this America's leaders? Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be one of these guys. I mean, who knows? It could be anything. Joe isn't that old. He's just handicapped by age. Job's too easy. I bet it is, man. The fact, bro, they fact-checked the golf score, by the way. I bet they did. I hope that the people that are doing the fact-checking realize that nobody cares. The entire idea of fact-checking and, oh, well, they said this, but it's actually not true. Nobody cares. Everybody knows they're lying. Like, does anybody tune into this to be like, man, I sure hope they don't lie today? Yeah, we're in trouble. Yeah, bro, like, that's it. I care? I don't give a shit. Like, I do personally, right? But, besides that, I really just, I don't think it's going to make any impact. The extremes of the sides, yeah. Well, articulated lies will always beat the truth. That's right. That's fucking right, man. No one can compete with them. If you're smart, you won't dare going against them. Just wait 4 years. You're goddamn right. So they can run again in 4 years. And that's what you guys see. This is the thing. Everybody thought in 2016 Joe Biden would run one time. But what happens whenever Joe Biden loses this time and then he runs again in 2028? It's not so funny anymore, is it? Yeah, you're not laughing a whole lot, right? How about that? Same for Trump. That's right. They can always. This is it. This is the Lich King. It's not possible. That's what people said this time. Sure seems like it's happening. Yeah. Is there a maximum age limit? No. No, you can do whatever you want. Just to do it. Yeah, that's it. I think you do it. Handicap is 6.7. Update in July 2018 is a 2.5. I haven't played golf in probably like over 10 years, so I don't even know what's good, what's bad. I have no idea. But anyway, theoretically, you can have a 100-year-old running. Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely, because the voters are going to decide, right? It's about the voters, what they think.
Okay, Joe, last one. We've been here for a week. You got this. All right, number one, the dude's convicted felon. Say Trump's a convicted felon over
Every
and over.
answer. All of them.
Felon. All right. Russia bad. Russia's real bad.
Real bad.
Who win?
Yeah,
Oh,
like 'em.
Ukraine. Ukraine, good. Zelensky, more money, billions to Ukraine.
More money.
All right, border secure. What is he talking about? Wide open border. What are you, nuts? Aliens are cool. LGBTQAI+. We love the gays.
Can't
Joseph.
get enough
We
of
love
them.
the gays.
You're gay.
I'm gay. You're gay.
We're all
Okay. All right. The economy. Hey, Joe, focus. Focus. All right. Shiny thing.
Remember the
hot
plus.
girl. Yeah. Roe v. Wade. Abortions. Have them. Everybody have them. Wait, Joe, wake up. Hey, wake up. Joseph, don't fall asleep.
That's number one on the list.
Give me the adrenaline.
More?
Yes, we need more. This guy's a freaking passing out old.
All right, Joe, wake up.
Adrenaline shot is ready, and boom. There we go. Daddy likey, huh? Daddy likey, huh? All right, Joe, focus, continue. All right, don't talk incest. You didn't shower with your daughter at an inappropriate age.
You were conserving water for the
you're
environment.
going green, okay? Don't slip and fall. Do not slow your words. And listen, if Hunter comes up, he's amazing, all right?
Smartest man
you know. And do not say the N-word, Joseph.
We're live. We can't cut it
I know
this
you
time.
love it. And guess what? If you don't say the N-word, you get a little treat.
Double stop.
Double stuffed Oreo cookie. Last but not least, do not insult Israel. Don't you dare.
Love the Jews.
You love the Jews. So I think we're good. What's that smell?
It looks like someone pooped their pants.
Joseph! Okay, Joe, last one. We've been here for
This is some of the funniest fucking shit I've seen in a long. This is so fucking funny. Oh my god, there's the video right there. As funny as it could be either way, yeah, it's fucking hilarious. Oh my god.
So during the debate, it was a show, all right.
Yeah, it was.
It was kind of a tragedy.
It was sad, wasn't it? It's depressing. It's
was,
so
I mean,
sad.
It was literally pathos, you know. I mean, it was pathetic, but not meaning pathetic like, you know, paltry, lousy, crappy, but I mean pathetic like in the true sense of the word of pathos. It was so sad to see to see that performance, and that's after a week spent practicing. That's the best you could do, and of course Trump was these usual T-rumpus Rex. Being an asshole and not answering the questions and saying all the buzzwords and like, you know, Zach says about the names. I used to be really big on names.
But I'm right though, aren't I?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So okay, there it is.
I mean, it played in middle school and junior high for me.
Well, who do you think's voting?
Huh?
Who do you think's voting?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
People, yeah, exactly.
The
right.
average reading ability, because I know this from when I was in publishing.
No, I showed it because you told me about it. I pulled up the stats.
Yeah. What is it? 8th grade, isn't it?
Oh man,
It's still
that's
8th
funny.
grade?
No, read it.
What's it at?
So you see, what do you think the bottom one is? The lowest one.
Trump.
Right. Where does it say?
4. What does that say? 4.6.
4.6. That's right.
Holy shit. And what was that? Truman,
Bush, FDR, LBJ, Reagan, Kennedy, Clinton, Nixon, Eisenhower, Ford, Obama, Carter, and Hoover. That's nuts. 4th grade.
Yeah. Well, the average person when we were doing textbooks when I was there was 8th grade. We had to write everything, and I did secondary books. Warner's English. You guys ever had the little grammar usage book, probably in a class set? And you got those exercises, identify the verbs and all.
Oh yeah. He did all this.
That was me.
Yeah.
And that's because when I had those books, same books, I turn in my exercise or my test, and my teacher would mark me wrong. And I knew I was right. I mean, because I had to study this. I had to go there when they put me in detention halls, and that didn't work because then there were fights, and so then they put me in solitary.
Yeah.
And for a while, for about 6 weeks, whatever it was, a month or so, they put me in the vice principal, the dean of boys office, and Merle Morgan. And I was sitting around. I looked at my books and what the fuck. And I noticed his phone, and I said, "Cool," because back then making a long distance call was kind of a big deal. So I would call like Anchorage, Alaska to see what the temperature was, and I talked to the person there. I called all over the place. And so they got the phone bill, and I was out of there. So finally they found a place, where I could be under supervision, but, it was, by myself.
Yeah.
And they made me study a book. They said, you have to study something. I said, fuck. So I picked the littlest book, being a wise ass like I was.
Smart.
And still am. And so I learned grammar and usage, and then my dean of boys because I talk to him all the time, chat with him. He gave me his book, Harbrace College Handbook, or College Handbook, and I learned that one, just dead. So, Zach's right. Teachers are, so many of them are really, they're C students, and
They're stupid as fuck, right?
C-
They're dumb.
students.
Yeah, they're dumb
And,
as hell.
Yeah, they had an education class going on across the hall from a class I was teaching, and I gave an exam. So I walked out during part of the exam, and I was doing something, getting something to eat, get the fuck out of the room. And I walked by, and there's a classroom across from us, it was a university, was all dark, and there were people in there. And they were walking around, and they were holding something in their hands. It looked like some kind of weird religious, procedure.
And this is the education class?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I didn't know that at the time. Thanks for spoiling it.
Oh, okay.
And as they get up to the end, there's the main sorceress who lights this match. Then they put it in a bottle, and it goes out. And then the next person comes up, and he gets his or her match. And I'm not going to say their, say his or her. The match lit, and drop it in there. Yeah, that their shit just doesn't play at all. It's so bullshitty. And I watch them do this for like a rotation, the whole fucking class. Goes in, does this, then they start again. And they're going another procession. So I didn't have all day to sit there and watch these guys. At night, actually, I taught night classes.
Yeah.
So I went over and I got my food and I came back. They're still in there doing it. I went over, I ate something, and I'm a slow eater, and I come back, they're still at it. And so I asked somebody, I kind of waited and I heard their class breaking up, so I went back outside. Test is still going on. And in my class, and I go across there and they say, I said, what class is this? And they said, oh, this is elementary science. I said, what were you doing? They said, we were proving that if you put a lit match into a bottle like that, it burns up all the oxygen rapidly and it goes out. I mean, how many times and how many people have to walk around in a circle, lighting a match and dropping it in a fucking Coke bottle for, like an hour? Now, that's who the teachers are. So they would count me off on a fucking comma error or something, and I'd be no, and they have the number rule. No, rule 6J says that comma is there or it should be there, and in fact that's how I got my job, was by complaining about that kind of stuff to the publishing company.
No, I got mine for complaining about video games.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah,
much.
so there it is. It's the same thing.
And same idea. Being an asshole.
Yeah.
And so it would just infuriate me. And they asked me to come up to New York to be at Harcourt Brace Yovanovich, was a company. And I said, no way. I come from New York. It sucks. I'm not going back, ever. And so Muhammad would not go to the mountains. Mountain fucking came to Muhammad. His mom, I was going out of my mind. We went down to Sarasota, stayed at my brother's house, and she looks in the paper one day, and I had just read the paper. She said, "Did you see this ad for Harcourt Brace? They just moved to Orlando." I said, "No shit." And I was looking for a job, and so I drove up here, And the guy well, first of all, I contacted my old editor at Harcourt Brace College Division, and that's what I worked for initially. And and he says, "Oh, I know a guy I can talk to," and he defers me to this guy. And he says, "I'll have him call you. He'll call you within the next week." Sure enough, I get the fucking phone call. This guy's laughing. He's a jolly guy. I go to meet him. So, one of the weirdest people I've ever met. He never would meet my eye. He looked the other way, and he was like awkward, and he didn't know what to say. And what do you say when you're there, interviewing for the job? And in a way, I didn't really give a shit. I was like 37. We still didn't have air conditioning in Florida. I'm talking subtropical Florida, bad fucking. And so, it was fine. And that's why I got an AC. I was 37 then. But that was. And so I worked on those books, and I made fucking sure that my staff is at first priority is that answer key will agree with the fucking exercises. And I went over every single one of them. And if somebody fucked up, they heard about it. So you guys got good, bottom line, you guys got good books because of me.
There it is.
And
well, you see how people type on the internet now. That's crazy. That's what the fuck? Like, yeah, nobody knows how to talk anymore. It's bad. It's almost like the dumber you talk, the more people like it.
Oh yeah.
Yep, there it is.
It's you guys heard the English is a living language. Well, it is, and it's changing right now.
Yeah.
A guy that was like an uncle to him, Uncle Greg.
Yep, that's right.
He said this. He's a guy who worked closely with my best friend. Got killed in a motorcycle wreck. He said long ago that the language will be changing about now, and it is. It's just changing, like the way y'all don't use periods at the end because somebody takes offense.
It's an implied level of seriousness that people are uncomfortable with.
Yeah. It's I walk around the world. I always have. Somebody has a smudge on the floor. It's fucking Ash Wednesday. I never miss an Ash Wednesday without mentioning to somebody, say, man, by the way, you got a little dirt on your forehead. And the guy says, yeah, it's Ash Wednesday. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Worst thing is, I'll do it again.
Yeah.
Same fucking
day. Yeah.
Right. Same day. And I did this when I was in my 30s. I didn't have to get old to do this. I mean, I was there at the get-go, not paying attention.
So what'd you think of the debate last night?
Well, like I said, it was so pathetic.
Yeah.
To watch old Joe. There was a song called "Old Black Joe."
Yeah.
When I moved to Florida.
Is this gonna be like this is Florida be pre-civil rights? So is Old Black Joe a song that we should be talking about on the stream? Probably not.
It was you can get
Probably
the idea.
Not.
You get the idea, okay? And we sung a lot of those songs.
Yeah.
Dixie and
Oh yeah.
Swanee River and all that shit. But there was Old White Joe.
Yep.
You look at him and he was this white, pale, old guy.
Yep.
And kind of shrunken up next to this vigorous looking, not as orange as usual. They did a good makeup job on him. And of course with the swirly hair, I mean, that's kind of pathetic.
I don't know what, it's like cotton candy.
Yeah, you got to wonder how much hairspray he uses, every day. But and then the first, couple of sentences out of his mouth, he fumbled something, and it went down from there. It was just, and of course he's using his phone right when they did the commentary afterward. And I said, boy, look at this response. And
well, because I knew what it was. I was reading the same shit online.
Yeah, no, it was nuts.
Oh man, I mean, and those were we were watching CNN itself, and those are some serious fucking Democrats. And
Do you see how Biden had to get escorted off stage by his wife?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
she came out there right away. You know, Jill's out there trying to save the day,
Yeah.
and it is. And you know, there's I think of all the independent voters and the people who are kind of interested in you know how they let's see how they perform. That's who's watching, especially, and of course the loyal factions. And what a show they got.
Yeah.
And it's really pathetic that the parties can't come up with better than this on both sides. It's just so sad.
That is the resounding opinion of most people that are not
partisans.
zealots. Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, that's what I can gather from that. And I gotta say, especially you do 1 week of solid cramming for your oral exam, and that's it. That's a product. I mean,
It's not too good.
that is super sad.
Yeah, it is. It's
So-
depressing.
And by the way, in the doc thing,
What about the doc?
the first guy, one of the guys you banned there,
Which one?
I don't know. I think it was maybe the second.
Oh,
or
what
third
about
one.
it?
He said something about you were talking about how it's not the point whether it's a minor, it could be 19-year-old.
Well, I don't want to like.
Okay, I'm just you asked me what it's about. I'm telling you.
Okay.
Okay, and that guy, and then you say, being on what age she wasn't
Yeah.
really the.
Here's the
issue.
reason why I did that. Here's the reason why I said that is because people are gonna get focused on that, and then they're gonna debate what it is in every country. And what I was saying is that, because like I don't want to get into a debate with that shit with people, right? Because like they're never gonna change their mind. So like the reason why I said that is to get people to shift their perspective. And I didn't ban him for that reason. I banned him because he took something else I said out of context. That's why I fucking banned him.
Well, I didn't see what he took out of
He did.
context.
He said about that abortion shit that I said. That's what it was.
What did he say? What exactly did he say?
He said it was the same thing. He said that like I like it's his double standard.
Oh, because an 18-year-old getting an abortion, something about
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And see, I took that to mean something different. You notice that 18 and 18 are
Yeah.
common in both, and I felt that the guy was saying that yes, being under the underage, being 17, is a key issue in the point. They're talking about Doc sexting somebody.
Oh, I know.
And then
I get
it's
you.
a minor.
You're right. You're totally right. But I wanted the reason, like, I think that there are people that still try to convince themselves otherwise, even in that context, right?
But that guy wasn't doing that.
I think that he was. He was pissing me off.
No, he's
He's
pissing
being,
you
he's being
off,
an
maybe.
asshole. He's being a fucking
But-
He's trying to do the same shit that people do all the time, which is they take something I said, they turn it into something I didn't say, and then they act to be like, wow, what's this? It's fucking annoying.
Oh,
It is
yeah.
fucking
But
annoying.
I didn't see where he did that.
I did. I
didn't.
saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still think more timeouts are better than these constant
Than
fucking
perma
bans.
bans?
Yeah, especially perma bans. I mean, unless you're going to do it, like a limited year or some of
Yeah.
these people do. They have an unbanning day.
Yeah, oh, I used to do that.
Yeah, but now hell, that'd be an unbanning week for you. Shit. It's a wonder you got any viewers left. But yeah, so it's like
been a
last
while.
night.
It's been a while.
He doesn't figure to tune into the Hassan ran it, and God, he got
Yeah.
over 100K viewers. I said, yeah, no shit. If you would run it, you would have had way up there too. Hassan would have had maybe 20, 30K less.
No,
and you would
bro,
have been,
his
oh,
son
yeah.
would have beat me
Oh,
100%.
yeah.
He's the politics guy.
Oh,
Let's be
he
honest.
still would have beat you, yes.
Yeah.
But you would have had a fuckload of viewers.
I would have had a
that
lot of people to watch.
You and for the moderate view.
Yeah.
What we need is moderation. The two extremes are just a shitstorm in the making.
They sure are.
And because I was there for the '60s, and so when they're burning the school buildings down and all, and finally there was some 18-year-old guardsman,
the
got
Kent
freaked
State?
out, and
Yeah.
and they're sticking flowers down their fucking rifle barrels.
Yeah.
How fucking stupid do you have to be fucking with a guy with a loaded, a weapon that's especially, M16, tear your ass up.
Yeah.
And even, I don't care if it's a 22. The guy, hey, dude, it's a great equalizer.
Yeah.
So anyway, these kids got shotgun. I didn't feel bad about that. They're being assholes. I mean,
So y'all see where I get it, huh?
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
It's like the protesters were fine so long as they were there, but no, they had to keep pushing it. And maybe it's outside people, maybe inside. I don't give a fuck. They push it. They put up a junk barricade in these towns. Who puts up with that shit? I mean, that's you're gonna go up.
Ridiculous.
You're gonna go up here and tell the government, the people have tanks and fucking jet fighters and shit, and you're gonna go up against them?
With plywood.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
So it was really the news that ended the Vietnam War. Walter Cronkite ended it, really.
Yeah, I remember. You told me about that.
So, but all this horrible inflation. Oh my God. It's 7% to get a house. Oh. When Zach's mom and I were buying our second house, together our first house, I bought the first house. I had everything. Sofa, furniture, dishes, cookware, and she moved in with her fan and her books. And, that's the way it went, all the way, up until, she went down. And so, And where do you think the money came from for those midnight rides to get games, and why he had every fucking gaming system? Guess where that came from. And